Hey there, Aaron Wills again, bringing you another reaction video. I started this on Friday, the 16th day of August in 2024 at 10:10 a.m. Happy birthday, Brandon Brown and Charles Gaskin. Happy birthday, fellas. Those are my friends, by the by. I'm here on YouTube, if you can't tell, looking for something to react to. Here's one I haven't seen. 2 hours of evil cops realizing they've been caught. We've had corrupt cops, we've had idiot cops, we've not had evil cops. Here's 2 hours of evil cops realizing they've been caught. Let's watch this, shall we? Yes, we shall. Here we go.
Take your time.
I can see his eyes rolling in the back of his head. He's barely breathing.
This doesn't sound too good.
And there's no rescue squad here.
Garbag appeared visibly hurt from what he had seen. To be fair to him, he wasn't the one who fired the shots. Moments later, the cops also interrogated the actual killer, Officer Lohman.
It matched, the male matched the exact description that radio gave us, the camouflage hat, the gray sweatshirt with black sleeves, and it's a black man. And the male, was sitting there, and then he turns around and notices our zone car, approaching him. The male immediately stands up, he grabs the gun off the table and shoves it in his waist.
How far do you think you were away from
I would say, at that point, I knew he had a gun. So I opened the door slightly ajar, and I had presented my weapon, and I started screaming verbal commands. Put your hands in the air, put your hands in the air, let me see your hands, freeze, put your hands in the air. I said numerous times, not loud. I presented my gun, through the window, so,
he go down?
It was closed, I believe, not 100%, I believe it was closed. But I had the door slightly ajar open, and I was, making sure my gun could be seen by the male, so he knew that, this was not a joke, that we were serious,
Unlike the other officer, Lohman had no remorse and never once apologized for what he did. It was also discovered that he had been declared emotionally unstable and unfit for duty in his previous job as a police officer. He did not disclose this information to the Cleveland Police Department before joining, and was hired without any background check.
The subject was already facing our zone.
He turns to you.
He turns to us we're almost at a stop, I would say, near stop. And as he's turning, he looks at me, he lifts up his shirt, and he takes his other hand and reaches down and pulls up, begins to pull a wet black gun. Now,
yes, please.
This time I'm pushing the door open and trying to exit the vehicle.
I got a water thing here. We take the lid off, put it in top.
I'll take it off yourself.
I can't take it off. I can't take it off with one hand.
What? The one in Frosty is a bum. Gotta be that piece.
The lid back on me? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning, sir. How you doing? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, how you doing?
All right, okay. You about to close that?
Now, the vehicle could have still been moving at a very slow speed because I believe we were sliding a little bit because of the debris, and the subject, had the gun in the abdomen area, almost raised, and I fired 2 shots, and then I attempted to take cover and move. And in the process of taking cover, I believe I twisted my ankle and slipped and fell. And I was on the ground, but when I returned upward, I was leaning on the cruiser because my leg hurt, I was at the back of the cruiser's rear end, but I couldn't stand because I had injured my ankle.
Yeah, we get it.
And then my partner, and what I see when I stand back up is the black male was down. My partner had his gun drawn and he was shouting verbal commands, "Let me see your hands, let me see your hands." Now the male wasn't complying right away with his hands, he was still moving them. He was on the ground, laying on the ground, on the cement portion of the gazebo.
It's bizarre to think that two armed police officers reacted so casually to a threat of a person carrying a gun. This incident underscores a critical issue within law enforcement, a lack of understanding and application of de-escalation tactics. It raises concerns about the training and mentality of officers who, in this case, acted as if they were killers in uniform rather than protectors of the community.
You know, once I got up, I began, yelling commands again.
I don't quite get that narrator. So they were killers in uniform, and to the protectors of the public. Well, this is a young male with a gun. You don't think you need to protect us from that? I would hope so. I think there's a young thug running around with a gun. I hope the police would shoot him. At least relieve him of his weapon. But the narrator doesn't seem to think that. He's so convinced that all cops are tyrants and evil. That's the title of this video. Evil cops realizing they've been caught. Let's listen to it.
And let me see your hands, because like I said, he was still moving his hands. And then once the male decided to, stop moving, my partner approached and kicked what looked like a 1911 model pistol, a handgun, black handgun, and then we approached and observed the male. He pulled up his shirt, to show that the gun was removed. Like, he didn't say anything, he was just pulling up his shirt, and it also exposed the wound to the upper abdomen. And I'm not sure the order of the sequence, but my partner did render aid, and I was observing the scene 360 for other threats.
After hearing his entire story, which he vaguely remembered, one of the investigators questioned him about the gun that Rice was carrying, as it was a critical incident. Once again, the crazy cop narrated the painful incident without any trouble.
Say it's with his right hand?
I believe it was with his right hand. One hand had the shirt, and the other was reaching down.
He was, of course, a crazy cop because he didn't want to get shot or anyone else to get shot. Crazy cop. Tyrant. That's crazy how everybody's a bad cop. If they don't want to get shot, they don't want anybody else to get shot. They're bad for protecting themselves. Cops have the right to protect themselves the same as any other citizen in this country.
His waistband and pulling up.
So you see his hand on the weapon?
Yes, yeah. Like in a grip on the grip of the gun.
Can you see the gun coming out?
He was pulling it upward towards his abdomen.
And at that point is when you're out of the car, you fire 2 rounds.
2 rounds, yes.
When you fire 2?
I fired 2, and I also wanted to get out of the position that I was in because I was trapped in the doorway. And if I was fired upon, like, I couldn't go backwards, I couldn't go forward or left because the door, I was trapped in the door. So the only exit option I had was to retreat to the back of the cruiser, and even that was kind of like a far retreat given how close we were to them. But so I was able to lunge over to the area, but like I said, I hurt myself, and I was able to get behind the cruiser.
Like I said 12 times.
At that time, when I stood up, the subject was already on the ground.
The detectives were also puzzled by how the officer couldn't distinguish between a real gun and a toy. When they asked him this question, his response was, once again, quite disheartening.
I'm a collector, I have multiple at home. I read on weapons, I follow history. I can identify guns, fairly easily. I, read magazines. I'm a hunter, so I'm well-rounded with weapons. I, can recognize weapons, and to me, it looked like, like a military-issued Colt 1911 model gun, which is a larger 45 caliber weapon.
And with your experience of guns and collecting and reading the radio, what did that gun look like to you?
It looked
just told you.
like a Colt 1911 model 45 caliber.
A BB gun?
No, it did not look like a BB gun.
It was a gun.
It was, yes, it was a gun. At the time I noticed that it was a BB gun is when Frank kicked it over and the magazine fell out. And when I did move myself from the back of the zone car to approach, the victim and where the gun was, then I noticed the magazine did not contain 45 caliber rounds. It appeared that it would be more suitable to contain like beads.
Immediately after this interview, the FBI also got involved with the investigation, and Officer Lohman was fired from the department. However, the officials found the officer's actions reasonable, as they justified the death of the young boy. However, Rice's family filed a civil rights lawsuit against the city and the police department, and the city had to pay them $6 million. However, this isn't the last time an entitled cop was caught breaking the law.
Entitled.
On May 3rd, 2024, a veteran Miami-Dade police detective drove his SUV while drunk and crashed it into his colleague's marked police car. Soon after, he was arrested and multiple officers arrived to handle the situation.
Whoops.
Secure that. Got you.
Who's on the ground? Now that's some fucked up shit. This guy crashed into the back of a police car. Another off-duty policeman crashed into the back of a police car because he was drunk. That's fucked up. Let's see how this turns out.
43-year-old Victor Montalvo had had too much to drink as he couldn't even sit properly. He was having trouble balancing himself, and soon the cops took him away, confiscating his gun in the process.
I had been just dealing with an echo in my earbuds, not on my headphones. Now I'm hearing some latency. There's reverb and latency. I gotta get that fixed because it annoys me hearing myself. I have to monitor the video, or I can't really react to it. So I have to have these on or something. Whatever I'm going to listen to it from, I'm going to have latency in my headphones from the microphone. Not from the video, but from the microphone. Let's watch this. Shall we?
He went over over to tell the police that he had drunk too much. The cops managed to handle the situation, which could have been even more trouble.
Hey Google, what's the past participle of drink?
Drunk. According to Springer, the past participle of the verb drink is drunk, as drink is an irregular.
It is drink.
He was given 2 traffic criminal citations, and he pleaded not guilty to both of them. He was later relieved of duty. If you think this was intense, the actions of the next entitled police officer will leave you stunned. On November 22nd, 2021, a couple of officers from the Kansas City Police Department responded to a call about a person standing in the middle of the road and pointing up at the sky. As the officer got out of the car and approached him, chaos erupted and things got ugly pretty quickly.
He pulled over a cop car.
Hey, relax.
Well, now that is an entitled police officer telling these 2 fighters to relax. Tyrant.
Yeah, I'm good. I think I got hit in the toe. 1038. Officer 1038.
Hit in the toe?
Saved my life.
With what?
This officer just completely lost his mind. But next up, we have an even worse case of a tyrant cop who ruined his career in a moment.
We're going to be on 200 East, about 600 North. Hi. How you doing? Good. We had a call about a disturbance here.
There's no disturbance here. Not here. We're just talking.
Okay. Well, it looks like you're...
We haven't yelled.
Looks like you're trying to talk to someone that doesn't want to talk.
No, he has the window down. We've been talking. We had some house stuff to talk about and stuff. And we were talking. We just keep him warm. I don't know. I didn't ask him to get out.
Well, his window was rolled up. That's weird.
Well, you weren't here the whole time. The window wasn't rolled up. He rolled it up when you turned on.
He's leaving on
We're not. There's no disturbance.
Officer Jean Joubert arrived on the scene and basically jumped to the worst conclusion, although the woman tried her best to explain.
So, are you doing okay?
I'm just going in.
Was there somebody else here? Because I'm confused now.
I am too. We didn't hear anything. Nobody's here. No, I was not.
Talking loud.
No, I'm talking just like that. I wasn't talking loud.
What's your name?
Monty. No, we haven't talked. I talk like this.
Are you guys ex?
Yeah.
Okay.
We still have.
There's no way she was heard through that window saying I talk like this. I reckon I talk like this. No. He didn't hear you through that window with the heat on. You're talking like this. No way.
Who's the landlord?
Jeremy?
Do you have any idea why he'd be calling?
Maybe he was yelling through the
No, maybe they. I don't know. Monty, I was not yelling.
Well, I had the window closed. Maybe.
No, I was talking. This is as loud as I talk, so you can call that
Right.
loud. Maybe you can tell them.
Considering how puzzled both were, it's obvious that for some reason the landlord had called 911.
And he didn't even. We didn't have any issue. We were just talking about.
Can I just talk to you inside later in just a sec? Excellent, thanks.
No, I was just leaving. We were just talking. That's all we were doing. We're not arguing. You're not mad.
Okay.
Nothing.
Can you take your hands out of your pockets for me? Well,
They're cold.
Can you just keep them out of your pockets, please?
Oh, no, I don't have your feel. I don't have anything in my pocket.
Why don't you just settle down a little bit, okay? It's something I do for my safety.
In harassing you, you would get a little like, why are you
Who's harassing
You
you?
do nothing wrong. So
Who's harassing you?
it feels like harassment.
That's what I
I'm just
said.
asking you what's going on. I need you to stay here.
Greta was aware of her Fourth Amendment rights very well by refusing an unlawful search request by this corrupt cop. By this point, Greta was getting more anxious and concerned.
There's just, for crying out loud.
That's why I hate these fucking videos. Everybody's corrupt. All cops are corrupt. All cops are evil. All cops are idiots. All these videos are corrupt and evil and idiotic. There's all these narrators. I don't know if it's the same narrator for each video or if it's a computerized narrator or whoever it is. Whoever's writing the script for the narrator, it's clearly anti-police officers. So they say the same shit. Evil cops, idiots, tyrants, clowns, all the same shit every time. Let's watch this.
Okay.
Now you're exaggerating.
I need you to settle down. Based on the information I got, based on the information I was given.
Not in power over
Okay,
anybody.
I'm about to put you in handcuffs if you
No,
don't stop.
putting me in handcuffs.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
So let me tell you what the call was.
I've done nothing.
Let me tell you what the report
I don't
was.
care what the report was. He just told you we weren't doing anything. And we are the two people involved.
While still being entirely, she gives the story to the cop straight, having to put her foot down, something this tyrant didn't like for one bit, threatening to handcuff her.
You were being disorderly out in front of the house.
That's a lie.
That you were shouting at him.
No shouting.
And that you were not letting him get out of the car.
I was talking like this.
I was just standing there talking. We were just talking. He never said, move, I'm going to get out of the car. He had the heater on. He turned it off. He started the car back, and we were just talking. And I was bleeding. We were about, I gave him a piece of mail that came to the house that he needed. And then we started talking about, we got to sell the house. And we were talking about pricing and just different things.
Can you just stand still, please?
Don't tell me how to move.
I just asked you to please stand still.
I asked you to quit bossing me around. I'm not doing nothing wrong.
I asked you. I'm not bossing
You know what you're doing, sir. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Stop.
Will you please?
Ego is out of control.
I said please. Will you please just settle down?
Doing anything.
She said your ego is out of control. Yeah. So you said quit bouncing around. Take your hands out of your pocket. What an ego. What a fucking... That's too much machismo in this cop. You want her to quit bouncing around and take her hands out of her pockets. What an ego. What an ego he has. Let's watch this piece of shit video.
Thing wrong.
We were having a perfectly fine conversation.
Yeah. Me and Monty, are we the... Did he tell you there was no problem? Did I tell you there was no problem?
Well, people...
We didn't see anybody.
So I need to speak to people separately when it's a domestic violence possible issue. Stop.
No violence.
Stop. You're under arrest. Okay, you're under arrest.
I'm not.
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop it. You're
Behind your back. You are under arrest.
I'm not doing that.
Your hands behind your back.
Her anxiety was peaking at this point, and the controlling nature of the tyrant made her merely walk away. As a response, this tyrant wasted no time in arresting her, turning this peaceful situation into a mess in a split second.
I'm not doing nothing.
Stop resisting.
Just stop, right?
She admitted herself that she's not doing nothing. She's doing something. I'm not doing nothing, she said. Means I'm doing something. She admitted it herself.
Resisting. Put your hands behind your back.
I am. Stop.
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop right now.
Yes,
Stop.
expedite.
No, you're lying.
Put your hands behind your back.
No,
Put your hands behind your
I
back.
didn't do nothing, sir.
Put your other hand behind your
Please
back.
stop. Please don't make it something it's not.
Put your hand behind your back.
Will you stop?
Put your other hand behind your back.
I
then.
didn't do nothing.
Put your other hand behind your back.
Stop. Just stop right now.
She brought that on herself. The cop made some reasonable requests, and she's going to argue and be a bitch about it. Now she's a bitch in handcuffs. I'm sure he got fired and all that shit because she wanted to act like a fucking moron. And he had to deal with that fucking moron. It's a shame they have to deal with people who act like that all the time. Anyway, but then they lose their job after. Let's see what happens to this cop after this. Probably had a $20 million lawsuit against the city, and they probably have to pay her.
Stop! You are harassing me! Please stop!
Put your hands behind you.
What are they blocking out?
I don't have a weapon. I'm not doing nothing wrong.
Put your hands behind you.
My head. Please stop. I'm not doing nothing wrong.
Greta eventually begged the cop to have a little mercy. However,
Let's see if she says more double negatives, and then the narrator says tyrant. It's gonna be close, but we'll count them.
at this point, this officer had made up his mind on brutality.
Put your hand behind your back. Put your hand behind your back. Help! Help! Put your hand behind your back. He hit me. He hit me. On your back. He hit me. He hit me in the face. Put your hand. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. I did nothing. He hit me in the face. He hit me in the face.
Stop.
He hit me in the face, please. All I did was walk off. That's all I did. That's all I did. I didn't do nothing. I did not do nothing. He hit me in the face like 3 times.
By this point, another officer enters the scene and takes over, but the damage was already done by Joubert. This clearly indicates that Officer Joubert had in fact assaulted Greta multiple times, not just what can be seen on the body cam footage.
You got a lawsuit. You fucking. You cannot do that to somebody. I didn't do nothing. I did nothing. Get medical here. Get medical here. Right now. Right now. Fuck them on call. Fuck them on call. I didn't even move my face. I didn't do anything.
Even whilst in pain and suffering on the cold concrete floor, Greta knew that her only way to fight this injustice was to file a lawsuit. This is exactly what she went on to do, filing a $1 million lawsuit.
I doubt she filed a lawsuit when she was in pain on cold concrete. Trish waited till later. She filed a $1 million lawsuit. I gosh dang hope she didn't win that.
Against Officer Joubert, alleging that he violated her constitutional rights by using excessive force when he arrested her. She also argued that she had committed no crime. At this point, Joubert went over to talk to the landlord.
Are you the owner? Yes. Okay. Where is Monty?
Monty was in his...
Yeah, he was when I got here.
Oh, okay.
Where did he was he inside?
He lives in the back.
Of which one?
Entrance. Let me grab my shoes real quick. Give me 2 seconds.
So what did you see happening?
So I pulled in, came home. I'll give you just a brief background and then tell you what I saw. I got home.
He's friendly for all I know. Like, he was fine with me.
And we've had no issues. Monty's been great. He's a good neighbor. He's a good tenant. He's
like a good neighbor. Monty is there.
She provokes him. You know, if ever, you know, there's been a couple times where there's been kind of a dispute outdoors, and she really rides it pretty hard. But so she comes. He's made it clear. He's told me she's not welcome, and that I don't stop.
The landlord gave his side of the entire issue, recounting past incidents that none of these cops had ever witnessed before.
I got home from work, and he had no way to get her to leave. And so he started locking this outdoor out. And it goes down the stairs to another door. So since she couldn't talk to him through the door here, she's been coming to his window wells on the side and yelling at him through his window wells. And so that's where several times over the last few months, I mean, it's almost been on a weekly basis, I'll get a complaint from a neighbor because they can hear her yelling at him. And so probably 3 weeks ago, I came out. One time she was yelling at him down her window well, or down his window well, and I said, "Hey, what's going on here?" You know, and I confronted her and asked her.
Who was this?
This was about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Defensive and angry with me at first, and it took about 5-10 minutes of her really challenging me. You know, what am I doing? Who's complaining? What's, you know? I didn't tell her the neighbor, but just said, look. You know, I really don't have a problem that you're here as long as you're welcome and you're civil. But when my neighbors are complaining, we have a problem. And if I have to involve police, basically kind of warned her, right? And it got better. She still came around a few times after that, but she was a little quieter. But and then
We're not coming around.
I've had a few more complaints.
Have we been here in the last couple of weeks?
No.
It appears the landlord is more concerned with Greta than her ex, Monty. If Monty doesn't feel the need to call 911 on her, it's unclear what crime she has actually committed. As the questioning of the landlord continues, Monty walks out.
Oh, Brian?
Yeah, Jeremy? Yeah. So, just so you know the circumstances, I had a neighbor text me again, and I was like, I felt like I've got.
We just want to get a statement from you guys separately before, because things kind of escalated, so. Do you have any cameras here or anything?
I don't. I wish I did. I've got a ring that I need to install.
Were you watching what happened?
No, I saw you come here, and I almost wanted to point you around the corner. I should have.
Well, yeah, it was really weird, because looking at the map, and it says 207, 238, and then I'm like, okay, it's over here.
It's a 6 north address. I actually come into my garage. She was standing there at Monty's door.
Talking to his car door?
At his car door. She was standing at his car door. And so my immediate thought, this is, and I don't know what the facts are, but was that she's got him pinned in his car and he's not getting out because he's trying to avoid confrontation.
Was his window up or down?
Up.
So the landlord took the liberty for everyone involved to alert the police for Greta simply talking to Monty. It's still no wonder how the landlord assumed something like this, considering he admits himself.
I think the landlord's a tyrant too. Evil landlord, idiot landlord, tyrant landlord.
To not knowing the facts.
So this has been over months, and I have some text history.
Can I see that text and can I get that neighbor's info?
Yeah.
That's what I just did too. Can you?
Oh, we got the whole crew.
There's an upstairs neighbor
Up here?
that heard. Will you get a statement from her?
Yeah.
Actually, can we have you guys do witness statements? Just basically, you sign your name saying, yeah, this is what happened. Okay. Will you get statement 3, one for him, and then her upstairs?
For someone who is being harassed and bullied by their ex on a weekly basis, Monty sure does seem more than cheery around the police. Further added to the fact that 911 was alerted about an incident which didn't even come close to being an actual crime. Nevertheless, it doesn't stop these corrupt cops from building their case and charging her with interfering with an arresting officer, a Class B misdemeanor, and disorderly conduct. However, these charges were dismissed by the Bountiful City prosecutor only a month later. Following these disturbing events, Greta filed a federal lawsuit, and the Bountiful Police Department had taken notice of this event as well. In a formal hearing concerning allegations that Joubert had violated several department policies during the arrest, Chief Edward Beeler issued a written reprimand, finding that Joubert striking Greta Jensen in the face was unreasonable and unnecessary. Jensen said Bountiful offered her a $20,000 settlement, but she turned it down after she was advised the city was lowballing her. Therefore, her case remains ongoing. If you think that the police just abused those citizens who may be doing something unlawful, this next case follows the case of a completely lawful activity which these tyrants turned into a crime.
No, sir, this is a public lobby. I'm doing legal business, sir.
You have been told 3 times not to listen to me.
And I've been told by some that if I have legal business, I can talk to
3 times.
In this case, we follow the account of Annapolis Audit, who visited the Maryland Capitol Police Department to file a complaint, which is a completely normal and legal activity for inside a police station.
Yep. So it's here a couple weeks ago, and I turned this in, and it wasn't.
Hold on. Let me get a piece of it for you.
Okay.
Have a seat right here. What's your name?
I'd rather not do that.
The name's on the complaint, right?
No, it's not.
You'd rather not give your name to the officer to come out and address you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I checked that there's no sergeant around.
Okay. So what's that putting me on? Now I'm turning my complaint now?
It's not that you're not allowed to turn your complaint, or you don't want to accept it from me.
Okay, well, we're during business hours on a Tuesday afternoon now.
Well, this is session. Maryland General Assembly is in session right now.
Right down the street.
told.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to call one over here to do the job, ma'am.
Well,
You can't.
You don't talk to me like that. I'm not a police officer.
Okay.
I'm trying to assist you.
I'm not talking to you like anything. I'm just saying you have to call a police officer down there. You can't deny me a public service.
By this point, the public servant starts to become defensive and try to justify the reasons that his complaint is not as important.
I'll sit over here and ring the doorbell. How about that? Oh, wait, so now there is a sergeant here, is what you're saying. So what you're saying is there is a sergeant here. Oh, yeah. Let's explain a big lie before you come out here, because you just told me there's no sergeant here. So how are you speaking to a sergeant? How are you speaking to a sergeant then, ma'am? How are you speaking to a sergeant if there's not one here?
Shut up.
You want to answer that question? How are you speaking to a sergeant if there's not a sergeant here?
Hi, sir.
Hi, who are you, ma'am?
I'm Sergeant Alexander.
Sergeant Alexander, can you tell me why this lady just lied to me and said there's no sergeant here in the building? And it's all on videotape. If you want to sit down and go over it, we can sit down and go over it. You can see where you're wrong. We can go over it. You can see where you're wrong. I'm here to turn in a complaint. I did that, and then she came out here and told me there's no sergeant here to take it, but apparently there is, so. There's still a sergeant here, though. Man, regardless, it's during business hours, on a business day. There has to be somebody to accept this. So then why did she say he wasn't here? Why did she say he wasn't here then? What is the issue? I'm trying to turn in paperwork. This is First Amendment protected activity. I'm here to turn in the paperwork. What's up, Kang? I'm here to turn in complaints. I don't know why the lady that came out there who was originally going to help me came out and said, oh, there's no sergeant here to help you, so.
Due to the receptionist lady's incompetence and bad management, other officers were also attracted towards the commotion. The auditor, on the other hand, kept trying to explain how he's just trying to practice his Fourth Amendment rights.
See how quick you got down here when you thought I was causing disturbance or when someone cried to come down here, but nobody could come down here to help me 2 seconds ago. You see how quick both of you just walked down here to try and infringe upon my rights, but yet neither one of you could walk down here and help me. Yeah, sir, I have paperwork to turn in. Don't walk away from me. So you're a public servant, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
You want to get arrested again?
Sir, I'm doing, sir, this is legal. Yeah, it's gonna be date, stamp, and a copy returned to me. Well, yeah, that's how it's done, sir. That's the official way it's done. You can't change protocol. You can't change protocol because you don't want to deal with me, sir. Okay.
This tyrant of a cop couldn't bother properly practicing his own protocol to file a complaint and is just trying to wash his hands of the auditor, showing how he couldn't care less for the everyday concerns of the citizens.
Sir, there's a legal way of doing this. Yeah, it's a complaint right here. From here, what else do you need to see, sir? You don't decide out here if a complaint's viable to get filled in or not. I get to turn it in, and then the review process goes through the complaint, and then they decide if it's viable, and they're going to do something with it, sir. Okay, so then why is it that I'm asking them to simply stamp it, sir? I'm asking them to...
The auditor explained how the received stamp is most important to confirm whether the complaint has been officially lodged.
This is legal business. I had legal business. No, ma'am, this is legal business. I'm in a public lobby. Okay. I'm not disturbing anything, ma'am. No, I'm not, ma'am. I'm asking them to do their job. They're disturbing it by refusing these services, ma'am. I need these stamped and returned to me. I need these dates stamped, receipted, and returned to me, ma'am. I'm not the second one that you done? Yeah, it's the second one. I'm allowed to go in one. No, it's not the same thing. This one is the same thing because it wasn't stamped and returned to me. I need this stamp, man. This was not stamped and returned to me. I need these done properly. I'm not interfering with the flow of business. They're refusing to do it. What's up, bud? How you doing, buddy? Good, man. How you doing? Yeah, I'm hanging in there, buddy. I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to fill out complaints for what happened that day, but they're being ignorant about it. And then they're trying to say that I'm...
Those are tyrants to me. Shaking hands and ask how he's doing today. Tyrants. Fucking tyrants.
Interfering with the flow of business. I came down here, I rang the doorbell, a lady came out, she goes, there's no sergeant here to help you, so I don't know. She goes, what do you mean? Then she walks in and goes, hey, Sergeant Alexander. What do you mean there's no sergeant here? You're speaking to one right now, man. Why is it you're lying to me? Then both of these, him and Shane came down here. Okay, that's pretty quick for someone.
File a complaint.
Trying to arrest me. But that's not, they came down here pretty quick.
Oh, lawsuit for $1 million.
Pretty quick to try and help them.
Obviously, the auditor's job is to try and push our government facilities and our public servants to the limit. This is what is standard to try and assess whether the police are professional enough to deal with any kind of citizen. This explains why the Annapolis audit has to be so stern and strict.
You said you can leave or you're going to be arrested. So that's how I thought you were going to arrest you because you said it, sir. It came out of your mouth. That's why I thought that. I have it. You might want to look at it. I'm waiting for my paperwork, sir. No, sir, this is a public lobby.
The man who just walked into the frame was none other than the department's police chief, Michael Wilson. One would think that he was there to help in the process, but instead he just tried to throw his power around.
Yes, sir. You have been told 3 times not to listen to me.
And I've been told by the commissioner that if I have legal business, I
I've been told 3 times not to trespass into this building because you create a problem when you're doing illegal business. Now I'm telling you to leave the building. If you don't leave the building, you're going to get arrested again and again and again. You're not coming back here.
I'm doing legal business. It is, sir.
Get out or get out.
Right?
Lock him up.
Sir, I have a right to file grievances. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
Rebecca, can you just please give me my paperwork so I can leave?
That's too late for that.
Sir, Rebecca, what is going on out here?
You're under arrest for trespass.
I'm not, sir. I'm doing legal business.
You've been told.
I'm waiting for my paperwork so I can leave. Man, please, that's all I'm waiting for so I can leave.
I wonder if it's this difficult for any everyday citizen to walk into a public building that is only there because of their taxes, to file a complaint without getting threatened to be arrested over half a dozen times.
How am I trespassing? I was told by the commissioner that I was allowed to come here and fill this. I asked the commissioner before I came down here, what am I allowed to do? For filing a legal complaint? Sir, I'm going to come back here. I have a right to file these complaints, sir. Yeah, my cell phone. No. My keys, my cell phone, my wallet. I don't understand why I'm being arrested. I literally, okay. I'm filing a grievance, sir. Sir, I'm filing a grievance. I'm allowed here. Sir, this is a violation of 18 Code US 242, the deprivation of public services. I have a right to file grievances with my government, sir.
After being thoroughly searched, placed in handcuffs, and facing more misconduct from the police chief, our auditor is thrown out of the building. This is only because the chief claims that he was trespassing, thus squashing his constitutional right.
Dealing with legal business, sir.
So your initial time that you came in, you were trying to get an investigation started.
I was trying to find out why my tags had been taken off my car. And that's when I was arrested down here.
Is this the second time you filled out the paperwork? Who did you fill it out on first time?
You can see both of them right there. No, not the same thing. No, they're for different incidents, different days, different incidents. I think you guys are here to arrest me.
Well, we were coming to help you, but we were ordered Marla.
I know, but then so she was helping me. So why did that guy get mad and trespass me and have me arrested for trespassing when Captain Lass was helping me? She was making the copy.
Because you're an asshole. And you come to do the same shit several times, obviously. Over and over. They all do.
Explaining to you what was going on. Like what? What's the issue here? So why am I in handcuffs?
Even now, after explaining his situation to another officer from start to end, he was still unable to get a clear answer for why or how he is in handcuffs for trespassing. This shows clearly how even these cops know something is not right about this whole situation.
No, absolutely not.
I'd say let it roll until you get to the center.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I don't understand how I was told by the commissioner this was lawful and legal business. No, I haven't been banned, sir. You can't ban someone from doing a constitutionally protected activity. I have a right to file this, sir. You're right, I can't come here and just sit down and chill in the office. I can't go in there and do the security guard process in the center.
Mr. Salt, are you going to allow me
Later, he was escorted inside a police vehicle and taken to Arundel County Detention Center, where he was booked on 2 counts of willfully disobeying in order to leave a public property while not having an apparent lawful business, and acting in a manner disruptive to disturbing the conduct of normal business, and also one act of willfully acting in a disorderly manner. On top of all this, he was held on $1,000 bail. All of this is simply for trying to practice his constitutionally protected activity. This just shows the length and the things that these corrupt and power-tripping tyrants would do simply to have a citizen lawfully try to file a complaint. The last case showed how the powers bestowed on cops and police chiefs are abused, but this next one will leave you stunned.
I'm stunned.
On December 5th, 2023, Deputy James Henry Carter III made a series of decisions that would cost him very dearly. He went completely crazy on a suspect during a chase, which he didn't realize was being recorded by his body cam the entire time.
Hey, you done, son? Get down. Get down. Down. You stick down.
The suspect and victim of this brutal act of violence and racism was Rashard Keithan Duncan.
You waste, man. You think I'm messing? You got a gun? You got a gun? You don't know? I got him. I'm back here. I got you. It's your boy. You'll see. It's your boy. Oh, it's Tom. Because you're reaching waistband, that's why.
Now, during Carter's barrage of punches, he kept instructing him not to reach towards his waistband. When we can clearly see how incapacitated he is on the ground, how would he possibly reach?
We can't clearly see anything because we got a big fucking blurred out spot in front of the whole thing. You can't clearly see anything. We can't see what the corrupt cops are doing. The fucking tyrant.
For his waistband. Just like this, Carter lies to justify the beating he just served up.
Nah, just one person. Think he's slick. Enjoy that little nap?
These cops violated several departmental policies, but that's nothing when it comes to the actions of this next tyrant.
I've seen this one. This is kind of brutal to watch. Not because her boobs are hanging on, but because of what happened to this dog.
Get back! Get back!
Palmer shot the poor golden retriever 4 times, and surprisingly, his body camera was also muted during the entire event. Seeing their dog's condition, the owner, Tammy Kearns, completely lost herself.
Get me a bunch of cars out here. We got a bunch of people coming out. Get back! Get back!
Why did you do it?
Yeah, get back! Okay, you're not charged. Get back.
How did you see that? That dog is harmless!
Okay. Get ma'am.
No,
I need you to get back. Ma'am, I need you to get back.
It's outrageous to think that a police officer shot a golden retriever to protect himself. That dog is indeed harmless, and there was no reason to go to this.
How do you know he's harmless? Well, he's harmless now because he's dead. But every dog has the ability to be dangerous. And if I'm a cop and a dog's charging me, I'm gonna shoot it too. I can't remember if this cop got in trouble for this or not, but I hope he didn't. And this dog is charging him. Doesn't matter what kind of, doesn't matter if it's a golden retriever. Like the narrator says, well, obviously he's harmless. How do you know he's harmless? Every dog has the potential of being dangerous. I wouldn't want to be attacked by a dog. I'm gonna shoot the motherfucker too.
Extreme length. Soon after, the men of the house also came out expressing rage and frustration at the officer's action.
Oh my God!
I want your name. I want your badge, everything.
Palmer, 101. Everybody get back. Everybody get back. Get back. Everybody get back.
Moments later, multiple units responded and arrived at the scene. The situation was traumatic as more people emerged out of the house.
I got you, man.
The officer went over to talk to his colleague and once again muted his body cam throughout. Shortly after, he left the place in his car, leaving the poor dog there with the family. The poor dog was taken to the hospital, but he tragically passed away. The Lorraine Police Department analyzed the video footage and surprisingly claimed that the officer did not violate any departmental policy. However, he continued to remain on modified duty and will be facing disciplinary action for muting his body cam. This officer might have gotten off easily, but this next cop was owned for this huge mistake. On November 12, 2023, the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Officer dispatched a couple of deputies to a house.
I've seen this one before. I don't like to watch it because it does make the cops, put the cops in a bad light. At least that one cop. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of Barney Fife-ish. I'll let you watch what happens and the narrator will explain what really happened.
House after a woman complained about her boyfriend stealing her car and also sending her threatening text messages. Soon the cops arrived at her home and asked her for more details about the situation.
Car back. I would ask people to get my car back. Like, I don't care about the argument. I don't even know what the argument is about. I just want my car. I don't want to do anything. I know anytime we get into it, whether I'm right or wrong, he puts his hands on me or he threatens to put his hands on me. It gets very violent, very nice.
In your car or walking up?
Surprisingly, as the officers were talking to her, her boyfriend came onto the scene, who was soon caught by the cops.
Because you're getting patted down. Do you have any weapons on you? Okay. What do you want to do?
Oh my God.
I think it it's at your mom's house, is what he's saying.
How did he get here if it's at my mom's house?
Can you call your mom and see if the car's there? Okay.
It's not at the house? Okay. So, okay. You have my location right. I live in Green Acres. Yeah.
It appeared as if her boyfriend, 22-year-old Marquis Jackson, lied about the car being at the woman's mother's home, and soon the cops decided to arrest him.
Where's the car? Where's the car, Louise? No. Okay, so the suspect is going to be his information. This works the narrative. That's going to be what happened, the incident, okay?
The officers patted him down before they cuffed him and placed him in the back of the police crew. They started to investigate the stolen car, but had no idea that something bizarre was about to unfold.
My screen, you know, so it's like what?
And it's pretty bizarre, too. But it's very important what the narrator said. They did pat him down before they cuffed him and put him in the car. And make sure he didn't have a weapon, then they cuffed him and put him in the back of the police car. Now watch what happens from there.
Why would you send me a picture of that? I'll show you again.
Yeah.
I don't know what that piece is, because that's not ordinarily there.
Right. Does he have anything on the firearm, like any aftermarket silencer? That's what that is.
We couldn't even tell, but more than like in the office is a weapon. He's like, I'm gonna bust your whole like I'm gonna your windows, I'm gonna bust your radio, whatever. He's like, I'm gonna bust your whole like, by the time you get to your car, it's gonna be over with. Okay. At this point, I want to be done with that. I don't even want to entertain it because he is known for playing games. So it's like I need to show you, like I'm not playing. I'm in my car. That's that.
Like how much I need for my car? Yeah. How much do you think that would value out right now?
Where is it?
Shortly after Deputy Jesse Hernandez decided to do a secondary search on Marquis, and as he went near the police cruiser, something shocking happened.
Shocking. Really shocking, I guess.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
I'm hit. Remember him saying I'm hit.
What? In the car! In the car! In the car! Oh!
What an idiot.
The deputy claimed that he was shot.
I wouldn't call him evil. This is entitled Evil Cops, realizing they've been caught. I wouldn't say he's evil, but they should have been one of those idiot cops to begin with. Not corrupt, not evil, just idiot. Let's watch what happens here. I've seen it, like I said, but you might not know this case.
That's by the car. He fell down and opened fire at the car. The female officer also responded, and they both combined fired a total of 22 shots at the car while Marquis was inside, handcuffed.
I'm good. I feel weird, but I'm good.
He said, remember, he said he was hit. That's funny because of what happened.
I'm good. I'm good.
chaos emerged and multiple units arrived at the location with pointed at the car. They thought Marquise had shot him, but they completely forgot that he was handcuffed and was also searched beforehand.
I'm not.
I don't know. I bet how I get.
Jesse, come back. Marquis, right there.
Dude, am I hit?
No, you're
Further
not.
back, further back, further back.
It was only later discovered that the deputy was never struck with a bullet. In fact, there was no gun fired. It was later discovered that an acorn hit the roof of the car, and the deputy mistook that sound as a gun being fired. Here's the distressing situation.
An acorn, if you didn't hear that, an acorn hit the roof of the car, and then, the officer flipped out and started thinking, and started shooting the car, and he was fired at. And then he says at one point, I'm hit. I'm hit by the acorn that I landed on the roof and it's long gone right now. He thought you were hit by that.
This is our future, Mom. GoDaddy Hero creates a logo, website, even social posts in minutes. AI.
Hey, I like it. Who wants to come see the future?
Get your business online today with GoDaddy Hero.
I don't know.
Situation from the perspective of the female officer.
What? Wait, what's there? Jesse, are you okay? Get out! Get in the house! Jesse! Get back! Where is he?
He's in the car.
43, getting traffic. Shots fired. Got deputy down.
No, you don't. Haha.
Off of McLaren. Shots fired. I got a deputy down. Jesse, how are you?
The cops kept firing at the car where Marquise sat completely unarmed and helpless. His girlfriend was also terrified and kept pleading with the officer to stop, but to no avail.
Okay. Get back! I'm not gonna tell you to go! Get back! Get her back now!
So your credit tanks and now you because self will secure the
Alright, I'm gonna hang this up.